Today, I'd like to provide an update to the American people on several decisive new actions we're taking in our very vigilant effort to combat and ultimately defeat the coronavirus.
Oh my God,
very
this
hard
is
on
gonna
this
be
to
the
unleash-
fucking presidential race, just a bunch of stumbling and fucking pauses, isn't it? It's gonna be like, oh, die, but all right, guys, all right, Trump and Biden, take your fucking naps. That's what we're gonna be having, dude. We're gonna have fucking like cookies and fucking milk for our candidates. Like these two fuckers are so old. They're so fucking old. Is it so much to ask for someone who's maybe just a little bit fucking younger to run for office? Someone who's not an old fuck, someone who has some new fresh ideas? Is that really so crazy?
Okay, answer. Number one, you're being ageist, literally. Number two, Biden is the most electable.
But I
so
voted.
just,
I voted
shut the
for an
fuck
old
up and vote.
motherfucker. I voted for an old motherfucker. It's not because I'm not saying that just because someone's old means that they can't do anything. Like, but these fuckers are old.
Actually, I am saying that. Actually, I don't think there should be an age limit. I think like
I don't know
60
about that.
should be the age limit.
Honestly, I really don't know about that, man. I think that's probably a bad idea. Because because I want our society to come to a consensus on their own that we need, younger people in office. I don't want them to be forced to.
That's not gonna happen though, because here's what happens: the fucking DNC and the Republican Party, they push people that have been in the system for so long that they're basically a pawn. Somebody like Joe Biden. It's gonna keep happening as long as there's nothing setting a boundary in the way of that.
I don't. Maybe you're right. Maybe you are right. Like,
I think you're giving the average people like way too much credit. They're not gonna fucking, they don't care. If you elect someone young, like Tulsi, they're like, okay, well, you don't have the experience. You're just not experienced enough. You just can't do it. What we need is someone who has been glued to the system for decade after decade. Joe Biden. That's it. Blue wave.
Okay, well, I mean, the problem that it presents at that point is that even if you did try to like get something like that passed or achieved, then like it wouldn't happen in a political system like this.
The government did this effort today. I am officially declaring a national emergency. Two very big words. The action I am taking.
Wait, what the fuck did I just hear?
Yes, Trump, they were big words, and you pronounced them all by yourself.
Yeah,
good
dude.
job.
Would you like a cookie? You sounded them out. Come on, good job, dude. Man, when people say that he has like a 5th grade speaking level, they aren't kidding with these fucking speeches.
Dude, can I just point out? Notice how every time he says the coronavirus, by the way, he says the coronavirus. It's a very big deal dealing with the coronavirus. I don't know what that is, but it's really weird the way he has to pause every time he says it.
Open up access to up to $50 billion of
billions and billions.
Very importantly, and
very important
large amount of money for states.
Why?
Dude, you know what? Maybe Biden won't get decimated in the debates. Maybe it'll just be two old fucking men who can barely speak anymore getting up on stage, being like, I think that our president should be. No, he lies. Okay. He's not.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing, though. Like Joe Biden has like no comedic timing. Trump does.
Yeah,
say what you want about him. Like when he's reading a script like this, he stumbles a lot. But if he's just like off the cuff riffing on someone, he's really fucking good at that. People love that.
I don't know about this. Like every time I've seen him read a script prior to, he's not saying he was like a good or anything. But I mean, this isn't 2016 Trump. This man's slipping. Like I can tell this isn't good.
Well, I mean,
it's almost like I have a good point when I say that there should be an age limit. Maybe electing a bunch of fucking geriatrics is a bad idea.
Dude, the presidency wears on anyone. You could see when fucking Obama became president, he was a young man. Obama still looks good, but I mean, he's aged a lot in 8 years, and I guess like 12 years now.
Yeah, it was those 8 years,
territories and
especially
localities in our shared fight against this disease. I want to thank Google. Google is helping to develop a website.
Thank you for the checks.
Very quickly done. unlike websites of the past, to determine whether
Yeah,
a
not
test is
productive.
warranted.
Yeah, not productive, dude. He fucking called out not productive. Jesus fucking Christ.
And to facilitate testing at a nearby convenient location.
Last Tuesday, seeing the spread of the virus around the
Wait,
globe.
is that who I think it
Pres-
is?
I don't know.
It does look, it does look like Warren, but I don't think
Looks
it
like
is.
some
okay.
random school principal.
Oh yeah, I thought it was Warren for a second there. I was like, wait a minute, what?
That'd be an interesting move. But no, they're introducing a new website in collaboration with Google, where like you're gonna fill out a questionnaire, and from then on, like based on the symptoms you provided, they will either tell you like, no, you might have the virus, but you should stay at home, or they're gonna say, no, you need to fucking go get tested.
It's called freedom to laugh.
Didn't
And how much
realize
does
that
it
our current
cost?
approach
The test?
No, the Google site. I bet it costs something. Yeah.
testing was inadequate to meet the needs of the American.
No, but it's being done quickly,
Uh huh.
way faster than websites. Of
Oh, the
past.
test. The
public.
test's gonna cost.
So we
money,
want to
too.
also announce this new approach to testing, which
Oh my
will start
fucking
in
God.
the screening website facilitated by Google, where clients and patients
What is
and
this, a class
people of interest
presentation? Like, what the fuck am I looking at right now? Like,
And that
why?
is my report on Catcher in the Rye. Thank you.
can go, fill out a screening questionnaire, move down for symptoms or risk factors.
Dude, nobody
Yes.
in the audience
They would
can see that. Nobody in the audience can see the tiny ass text on there. Like, why the fuck do you even have this visual aid? I don't get it, man.
down this and be told where the drive-through options.
They've actually made some of these. They have like not checkpoints, but I guess like drive-through places on parking lots in places like Walmart and Walgreens and shit like that. So a lot of these companies, they bring up some this is my summarized edit, by the way, so we're not going to watch the full thing. But they bring out some CEOs and shareholders in those companies who basically just get their dicks sucked for like allowing these tests to be performed on their properties.
Oh no!
So they're
Oh yeah, I fucking hate that shit. Let's jerk people off for doing what they fucking should do as a decent
so this is
human
this is the
being.
U.S. government collaborating with Google, Walgreens, CVS, and like a bunch of other giant companies, and obviously there's like some kind of like money dealings going on in the background. Because I mean, like I'm doubtful that those companies would do that unless there was some kind of like incentive behind it, a monetary one perhaps.
Them to receive this test. The labs will then move to the high throughput.
I mean, we're talking about the same companies that like spy on people, sell data, and then when it comes to like those mega marts, I mean, they demolished local commerce for a long time. They don't care about the communities. So the notion that they're doing this out of their own goodwill, I mean, like I don't buy that. There has to be something else to it.
I just realized. I'm sorry. I just need to bring this up real fast. Look at Trump's face. He looks like he's learning this for the first time. I think this was actually just an excuse for this principal to teach Donald Trump something live. You know what I mean? It's like he's not gonna pay
Very
attention any
good,
other way.
Donald. You
Very
get a
good,
gold star.
Yeah, she just
Oh.
needs to put a gold
Automated
star on his fucking forehead, dude.
machines to be able to provide results in 24 to 36 hours.
Some of these folks we know, they're celebrities in their own right. They're the biggest business people, the greatest retailers anywhere in the world, and one of them is Doug McMillan from Walmart.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
What a
Thank you very much. Brian Cornell,
respectable man.
Target.
Well, Mr. President, thank you for inviting us here today.
Is Tom here? Tom Poland?
Thank you, Mr. President. As CEO of Becton Dickinson, we're one of the leading
man.
providers of medical.
Rakowski, Quest Diagnostics, please. Great job. And Matt Sauce, please, of Roche.
We want to thank
Matt
the
Sauce.
FDA for their rapid approval of our coronavirus test. So thank you.
And you can do it. You can do it. Great company. David Pierre of Signify.
We are the largest house call provider in the U.S.
And we'll be changing a lot of the rules, regulations for future, should this happen in the future, which we hope it never does. But it will, I guess, somewhere out there. There's some bad ones over the years, and I guess that'll continue to an extent, but we hope it never happens.
But it will.
He seems like he doesn't care at all.
He does.
We hope it never happens again, but it will. There's a lot of bad ones out there, but let's hope it doesn't happen again, even though it will.
I just need to bring this up because this is like the big this is the big thing about the fucking virus that's been pissing me off is that like the media, like there's so much outrage. They try to make it out as worse as they as terrible as it can be. And then we have the US government, which is instilling in people the exact opposite notion that it's almost something that we shouldn't be worried about at all. Like it's something that we should, have very like tacit fucking worry for. And then there's this group of people, right? There's these people who are overreacting and they're going out and like they're hoarding shit like it's the fucking apocalypse. And then there's a group of people who just are treating this like a non-issue and don't give a shit at all, when really the truth is somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
You forgot to mention one group. There's actually a section of the Trump supporter base that denies the existence of this virus. It's like
Those are
why
just
the fuck like
extremists who
it's like, what about your fucking precious god emperor? What about him? Because I mean, like, he's acknowledging the existence of it.
because he has to. That's the only
Okay.
reason.
Oh yeah, they got him by the balls.
So
That's it.
the crazy thing is, so this is our time seeing Trump in a crisis situation, and I hope that people aren't going to look at this in 2020, but I wish that they would. I wish the voters would look at this in 2020 and say, well, he might have not had his 9/11, he might not have had a big war or anything. This is how Trump reacts in a fucking crisis situation, and right now, I heard TJ bring this up in a podcast. I agree with him because I think that George W. Bush's handling of 9/11 at this point was better than Trump's handling of Corona.
Yeah.
It's sad, but
Sitting
true.
there reading My Pet Goat for a few minutes. Yeah.
Or maybe TJ said Katrina and not 9/11.
I think he
but-
said Katrina. I don't think he said 9. Because I mean, like 9/11 was just a total fucking disaster on Bush's part. I mean, like he used it as a justification to pursue a war that did nothing but cause a bunch of suffering.
Yeah,
And the loss of fucking millions of people's lives.
But also, like, I mean, he handled Katrina terribly. I think that was more just TJ making a point, like, that Corona is absolutely fucking atrocious because, like, TJ literally had to live through Hurricane Katrina. So him saying that is quite bad, an insult to Trump.
Please help LabCorp, please.
At LabCorp, we're working every second of every day to increase the number of tests that we can run.
Thomas Moriarty, CVS. We all know CVS.
Unfortunately, we do.
Yeah.
Thanks, great job. And Bruce Greenstein,
Keep sucking the dicks of these
LHC Group.
companies.
tremendously talented people. Thank you very much.
For Americans that can't get to a test site or live in rural areas far away from a retail establishment, we're here to help and to partner with our hospitals.
In 2016, Trump, he went to all these rural towns. He went to all these bumfuck places that people don't usually go to, and he talked to all these Americans, and he pretended like, you're my friend. I'm looking out for you. But here we see who he's really looking out for. These big fucking CEOs of these massive companies like CVS, Walmart, all these fucking massive corporations, that's who they're looking out for. That's all any fucking politician, almost any fucking politician is looking out for.
Dude, Animats, what you have to realize is that these companies are looking out for us, okay? And we need to be grateful to them, okay? Trump is just giving them their due, appreciation for.
They're looking out for our money. You're right about that.
This is a time of crisis, and they don't have to be using this money to help people in this time of crisis. And I'm sure they're getting nothing in return for it. So I mean, Trump is actually a hero right now, and so are all of these men. All of these people here are heroes.
There goes my hero. CVS.
Physicians as well as the people we have here today that will be doing testing around the country. Thank you.
Thank you.
Eat my fucking ass.
Okay,
What,
I like
do you
that.
see that?
That's
Go!
good.
I want to see that. It's like a fucking little gay thing there. I want to see that again, dude. They're buddies, man. They're true friends. Look at that. They're true friends, man.
Oh.
We'll practice that.
Okay, I
Oh,
like
he
that.
missed.
That's good. We're also announcing the following emergency executive actions today to help our students and their families.
Dude, that little notion says it all. There's so much that can be read into just by that little notion right there. It really solidifies what I was saying earlier, that he just doesn't give a shit about the common man. He only cares about his big corporate fucking suit buddies, just like any other president in recent history has. Like, what makes this guy any different? Can you answer me that question?
Dude, you could actually
trigger the libs, own the libs.
Dude, you could actually probably read a lot more into that one little action. Like maybe that guy is like, that guy tells Trump what to do, sort of thing, And I mean, you don't know the relationship between these fucking people.
Oh, all these moneyed interests pull the fucking strings. All these people together probably pull the fucking strings. I don't think that's a lot to fucking like say here. That's why he brought them all up on stage. Like he's low key showing us here's the real people who run your country. That especially that principal. I'm sure she's controlling some of the fucking stake in this nation too. You know she is.
Waived interest in all student loans held by federal government agencies based on the price of oil. I've also instructed the Secretary of Energy to purchase, at a very good price, large quantities of crude oil for storage in the U.S. Strategic Reserve. We're going to fill it right up to the top.
Okay.
I'd like to ask Mike Pence to say a few words, please.
No.
PP.
No. Oh, dude, he has something written
Truth is
down,
that
man. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so Mike Pence spoke for a total of about, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. Most of that was just sucking Trump's dick for like everything he's done. He's like, "Oh yeah, you've done such a great job. You've done this and that and that. You know, and I think we should be proud." That's something that I kept in this edit. He's like, people should be proud of what we've accomplished.
Great thing to say after a huge fucking virus outbreak. Yeah, we should be proud of what we've done here. Yeah, I'm so proud of you guys.
Dude, can I just say, like, other world leaders are like getting up and making speeches about, you know what? Here's what we need to be worried about. Here's what people need to be concerned about. Here's what we're gonna do. You know, try not to panic. We're gonna, you know, America. We get up and it's like, oh yes, America is so great and we've done such amazing things. Oh, look at us. Oh, what a great job we're doing. Our president is doing a fucking, you know, establishment. Oh, we're so amazing and wonderful. Oh yes, aren't we fucking amazing? Like what is this? How is America not the laughing stock of the rest of the world?
Swag,
I mean, I
there's
guess
one
it
thing
is.
I'm-
coronavirus
There's one thing I'm really
cases
confused
now
by,
in-
Swagta. I thought public masturbation was illegal.
Yeah, dude. Like, what is
No,
this?
this is public fellatio. There's a loophole in it.
Okay,
What is it?
Loophole.
While the risk of serious illness of the coronavirus remains low, we want to encourage every American to practice common sense, practice good hygiene. So wash your hands, use
Okay,
common
then
sense.
say goodbye to your
Look
fucking position. Jesus.
After the most
Christ.
vulnerable. And Mr. President, I know I join you in saying that every American should be proud of this incredible public-private partnership that's going to be speeding access of testing.
Anyone can be a carrier for the virus and risk transmission to older Americans and those with underlying health conditions and those who are most at risk. They have not done very well. Older
They haven't done bigly.
Americans who are, especially if they have a health problem, they have not done well. If you have any questions, we can take some.
No
Thank
shit.
you so much, Mr. President. I wanna know if you
So they asked him about a story that we covered, I think a couple episodes ago, where Trump met up with some official from Brazil, who was tested positive for the coronavirus. So they asked him
Right.
about two people that he's met with. One who Trump says, and I haven't looked into this, but you know he might be right about that. One who apparently was tested and proven to be not have the virus, and another who actually has it.
are in contact with the Brazilian President Bolsonaro after a member of his delegation who was with you Saturday was tested positive. And also, I want to ask another question, if you let me. Senators Lindsey Graham and also Senator Rick Scott are self-isolating. Are you planning to take any kind of precautionary measure
He
to
just
protect
shakes
you
his head,
and also
dude.
your
He
staff?
shook his head.
No,
with him?
we have no symptoms whatsoever, and we had a great meeting with
The best
the president
meeting.
of Brazil.
Dude, look at that
Bolsonaro.
principal in the
Great-
back. You can tell that she's getting uncomfortable. Like, wait, what if he actually does have the corona and is not telling me? You know what I mean? Jesus.
Daniel, I told you, no BB guns on the playground.
Guy, very tremendous. He's doing a fantastic job for Brazil, and as you know, he tested negative, meaning nothing wrong this morning, and we got that word too.
Wrong.
We did
Dude,
discuss.
I would laugh if every single person standing here right now was reported with the fucking coronavirus in like a week or so. It's just like
I don't
we're confident.
I don't think the government would permit the press to publish that. I don't see
How
that
would you
happening.
keep
even
it-
if
Then,
they
yeah,
have
then
it.
why should we believe him now that he's saying that he doesn't have it? That's what I'm fucking saying. Like, you know what I mean?
Some people are saying that he has it because he seems kind of winded, but I mean, like, I don't know. He's fucking old and fat. So I mean, that's the thing that a lot of people have at that age.
Mr. President,
And
with respect,
interestingly, if
you've
you
been-
go back, please, if you go back
Please.
to the swine flu,
Oh, so here he shits on the Obama administration for how they handled the swine flu.
it was nothing like this. They didn't do testing like this, and actually they lost approximately
'Cause it-
14,000 people.
Because it wasn't
and
as
they
big
didn't
of
do
a.
the
It wasn't
ahead,
a
Jay.
fucking pandemic. To Trump, this is the thing. Like Trump thinks, oh, look how much more we're doing than that smaller fucking crisis back then. Yeah, we're doing more, but that doesn't mean we're doing enough. So your point falls
And the reason
flat.
they're doing more is because that's a necessity at this point. Doing the same thing Obama did. I mean, like, you know, it's comparing apples to oranges. They're both, you know, viral outbreaks, but one is far more severe.
It's still not enough, though. Let's be clear. There's a lot more that Trump should
Sure.
be doing.
started thinking about testing when it was far too late. What we've done, and one of the reasons I think people are respecting what we've done it very early. We've gotten it very
Who's
early,
respecting
and
what
we've
you've
also-
done? The few people that you are allowed to be in a room with that suck your dick no matter what you fucking say. God, I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah,
This
hold
fucking
on,
speech-
hold on, Jay.
This whole thing just pisses me off, dude. This is fucking ridiculous.
Jay, I'll have you know, r/the Donald loved this, so it's
the
okay.
Donald, yeah, dude.
Mr. President,
yes,
the
please, go
last
ahead.
administration
Please.
said that they had tested 1 million people at this point. You've been
Well, ask them
president
how
for
they did with the
3
swine
years.
flu. It was a
But
disaster.
with respect, you've been
Next,
president
please.
for 3 years.
Next,
and
please.
Wuhan was
And this is going to be
They
a
had a very big-
disaster.
Big failure with swine flu. A very big failure.
My first question is, you said that you don't take responsibility, but you did disband the White House Pandemic Office, and the officials that were working in that office left this administration abruptly. So what responsibility do you take to that? And the officials that worked in that office said that the White House lost valuable time because that office wasn't disbanded. What do you make of that?
Well, I just think it's a nasty question because what we've done is
It's nasty.
And
It's a nasty question. Fuck you.
Tony had said numerous
Fucking
times
answer it,
that,
you fucking schlub. Jesus.
I wish fucking politicians could just flat out say your question is a crock of shit, and here's why. But if he were to say that, people would go ape shit. They would just be like, oh, look at this vile language that, you know, none of us use on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, everyone except
from
for his
Trump.
supporters would care.
Yeah, his fucking, you know, supporter base.
I
They
feel
would
like
lo-
people
they
would
would
expect
love
it from
that.
Trump.
They'd love it. Yeah, he might as fucking well. Jesus Christ.
You're full of shit. Fuck you.
You're
saved
full of shit. Fuck
thousands of
you.
lives because of the quick closing. And when you say me, I didn't do it. We have a group of people. I could ask
Dude, his
perhaps
hands
my
did the thing.
administration, but I could perhaps ask Tony about that because I don't know anything about it. I mean, you
He's
say-
just like,
say
do
we
you know?
that.
I don't
anything about
fucking
it.
know.
about-
Jesus
I
Christ.
don't know. If you say it happened, but, you know, I don't know.
Spending, no,
About
I
the
don't know.
reorganization.
Aren't you the fucking president? You should know.
Yeah, you
Somebody
should
should,
know.
like, you know, fill you in on this. Like, there should be someone who's like, all right, well, here, let's fucking brief you in on
He
this.
agreed to take questions. Like, why aren't you informed on this situation, individual?
I mean, someone in his camp should have known that, like, they were gonna ask him about this. There's no way. Because it's like, he doesn't take any responsibility for this other shit. Okay, well, what about this thing that recently happened? People are gonna ask about that, so you should be prepared. Why he's not, I don't know.
I think you're overestimating the Trump administration.
We're doing a great job. We're doing a great job. But we've done a great job because we acted quickly. We acted early.
You see, the edit that I did there was like one
you did?
answer. That's not me like plucking random parts from the video. That's like, we've done a great job and here's why, and so we've done a great job, and, you know, furthermore, so we've done a great job. And people say that, like, this is not someone who's either dumb or you know, too old to be president. I mean, there's a cognitive decline. I don't think that's deniable at this point.
No, there is. I mean, it's
Go
clear.
ahead, please.
Mr. President, thank you. I want to first follow up on Jeff's question because the person you were standing next to, whether you know who he is or not,
Jesus fucking Christ. You already gave his bullshit answer. You're gonna just try and get the same stupid, worthless answer out of him again? Whatever.
Because it's the best thing they have right now. They're like, oh, Trump might have the coronavirus. Because a lot of people Google Trump, a lot of people Google coronavirus. So if you combine the two and you get like a spicy story, that's gold. That's why they're fucking pursuing that, even though it doesn't make any sense given the fact that they got a bullshit answer already.
He already fucking answered it though, even in the same fucking Q&A. I don't get it.
Not because you want me to. I was going to do it anyway.
My second question, Mr.
You
President.
go ahead,
that was
please.
Let's get a question from someone else. You're a fucking bitch. I wish you would just come out and say that, dude.
I wish that would happen, but instead you have all of this passive-aggressive bullshit.
Yeah.
And people act as though being passive-aggressive is now like the new ponage. You know, if you're on Twitter and you make like a pithy response to someone, manner in which you respond is basically the equivalent of like, you know, a teenage girl giving like a sassy fucking, you know, dismissive kind of fuck you response. People love that.
Well,
so they look for that in politics too. Because like when they do that, they're not being uncivilized or like, you know, rude or something. That's just like, oh, what a good response. He fucking pwned him there. I think it's bullshit. I mean, like, just be fucking honest and blunt. Isn't that what people like about Trump? The fact that they're like, oh yeah, that he seems like an honest fella, even though he obviously isn't.
I'm
but they
an
like
honest
the fact that
man.
he's blunt. I'm a work. Yeah, they like that. So just be that. If you're gonna have this legacy, why not be the person who just called people on their bullshit? I don't know. I don't like Trump, but I feel like it's wasted potential.